been a busy day in Seattle with a lot of roster moves for your Seattle Seahawks. We'll break them down here on this breaking news edition of Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here as we examine the latest changes to the 53-man roster, injured reserve, and the practice squad for the Seahawks. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Artie Burns promoted to the active roster officially. We told you yesterday that was expected to happen, and the Seahawks followed through and delivered. So no surprise there. But what was a surprise, though, was Tyreke Smith, the former fifth-round pick out of Ohio State from last year, who had a very good preseason and was a standout in training camp. He's been released. He is gone, and he goes to waivers. Somebody else has the chance to claim him. He could ultimately end up back in Seattle on the practice squad, potentially. Mike Morris, who's been battling a lingering injury ever since camp, he was officially put on injured reserve. And then the big shocker of all was the Seahawks claimed Brady Russell, a tight end who was on the Philadelphia Eagles practice squad, to the active 53-man roster. Now, if you don't know much about Brady Russell, other than the fact that he looks like Jeff Daniels' character in Dumb and Dumber, that's okay. The background on Brady Russell previously came out of Colorado as an undrafted free agent. The numbers are not going to be eye-popping by any stretch of the imagination, as his final year with the Buffaloes, and that was the pre-Coach Prime era, he accounted for 20 receptions, 153 yards, no touchdowns, 7.7 yards per reception. So just based on statistics alone, you would have to imagine that he is a blocking tight end. Honestly, not expecting a huge impact necessarily when it comes to Brady Russell, but the more I read into Brady Russell and his story, it's quite fascinating. This was a guy that was born on a military base on Camp Pendleton. He's a 25-year-old rookie, and now he's getting his shot to be on an active roster of the National Football League. Pretty incredible story for him to make it to this point. Other moves for the Seahawks. Tyjon Lindsey, the wide receiver, he goes to the practice squad, as does Carroll Davis, the nose tackle. He goes to the practice squad. Matt Landers, who the Seahawks had a really good performance in the first preseason game from Arkansas, he has been released from the practice squad for now. We don't rule out the possibility of him coming back. He's been on and off again for a bit. And then Robert Rochelle, the corner, he has also been released from the practice squad. So those are all of the moves that the Seahawks have made at this point. Now, as far as Morris goes, and we'll examine more on him in just a bit, I'm not surprised about him going to injured reserve. I think that's the other big part of this, of the things that the Seahawks did there. That's been a lingering issue with him. It's been going on for a bit. I am surprised about Smith getting waived. That one certainly caught me off guard. And, for the Seahawks' sake, I hope he doesn't get picked up by a 53-man roster, because I'd like to see him back in Seattle with another chance. But that's the risk you take when you let somebody go like that, is the chance for somebody else to take him. If nobody else does, then I would fully expect him to be on the Seahawks practice squad. What is your one-word reaction to the Seahawks roster moves? I'm surprised with some of these moves. That would be my one word. I am surprised. What is your one word? Chime in, tell me in the comment section what that is. Folks, this is why you subscribe to Seahawks Today, as we're talking about your Seattle Seahawks each and every day here on the channel with the latest happenings on your favorite team. We are just over 60 subscribers away from 41,000 the channel, but we need your help to get there. Go ahead and sub now for the latest happenings on your Seattle Seahawks. When they make a move like what they did today with all of this, then we're going to break down a video here on the channel. We got our live shows. We have our watch parties and more. Subscribe now for free. Turn on that notification bell. Stay up to date with your Seattle Seahawks here on Seahawks Today. So let's go through a couple of these individuals here one by one, starting with Artie Burns. Artie Burns is a guy with plenty of experience, and what he brings to the table for the Seahawks so far this year, we've seen him in 31 defensive snaps, in dime and nickel packages, also 21 special team snaps. And At the beginning of the year, we knew somebody was going to have to go. Artie Burns seemed like the obvious odd man out. But now with Rick Woolen's shoulder injury, the Seahawks need Artie Burns out there. And he provides that inside-out versatility, the extra depth the Seahawks are looking for. So until Rick Woolen is 100% and fully fine and good to go, this is the right move for the Seahawks to have somebody they can trust in Artie Burns that's been in the system for the last couple of years. Smart move by Pete Carroll and John Schenider to go that route. Today's show is presented by our newest partner here at Chat Sports, Odds Are. Now, let's make one thing clear. Odds Are is not a betting app. They do not take bets, but its AI technology recommends the best bets you can make. The interface is incredibly slick, and it's designed to be user-friendly. If you've ever been curious about sports betting or are looking for a more intuitive platform, Odds Are is your sports betting advisor in your pocket. And here's the deal. NFL Daily listeners, Seahawks Today viewers, the Chat Sports family, we got you covered. You can get 30 days for free and experience all the magic for yourself. Dive in and bet smart at oddsr.com/NFL Daily. And to kind of show you how this app works, what you're really looking for is the green value bets. Those are the ones that say, this is a bet you need to make. Red says stay away. So take example, the Seattle-Carolina game. The over-under is 42, and you can see the line there, minus 110. The value is on the over in this game. Odds Are expects this to be a high-scoring game, higher than what Vegas is expecting with this game. Some of the others that are involved here with Odds Are, I want to show you these as well. They include the Giants and Niners game with some value on the Giants. Maybe people underselling this team with Saquon Barkley being out. Also, that Cowboys and Cardinals game that's coming up this weekend. You can see the over being with some value there in that game. Meanwhile, the Cardinals kind of being bet against of sorts. Maybe they get that backdoor cover potentially. Get your bets in. With Odds Are, you can find the best bets to make. This is the place to find them. Luck is not strategy, folks. Odds Are. Check them out. Tell them that Tyler Jones and Seahawks Today sent you. Oddsr.com/NFL Daily to find the best bets today. So Tyreke Smith is the odd man out for the Seahawks, and this one's a little puzzling as far as I'm concerned. 5th-round pick, one of the breakout players for the Seahawks, but just did not get on the field a whole lot in the regular season. In the first 2 games of the year, against Detroit in particular, he only had 9 defensive snaps and 5 special team snaps. And just to kind of put it in perspective here for you, Tyreke Smith was picked in the same round as Rick Woolen was in last year's draft. Rick Woolen is a superstar, one of the best corners in the league, and Tyreke Smith is unemployed here. So I personally don't like the move by John Schenider and Pete Carroll. Maybe they know something I don't, and that very well could be true. But to me, something doesn't add up here of why you're willing to let Tyreke Smith go when there's potential there, came back from injury and everything. I just don't understand it. To me, it doesn't make sense. Hopefully, it isn't the last we've seen of Tyreke Smith, that potentially he gets another chance with Seattle. Mike Morris, been battling a shoulder injury since the preseason. The role is expected to be filled by Miles Adams for the time being for the 5th-round pick out of Michigan. And the way I look at it with Mike Morris and his injury situation, I think this year is pretty much going to be like a redshirt year of sorts. Hopefully he gets fully healthy and he's ready to go next year. But for now, with this lingering issue and the time missed and falling behind and other guys like Miles Adams getting opportunities, I don't expect to see much of, if any at all, from Mike Morris. So redshirt year, and hopefully he's good to go next year. So with all that being said, what do you think of the Seahawks roster moves that they have made today? Grade it for me in the comment section, A, B, C, D, or F, and let me know what you think of what Seattle has done over the last several hours. Subscribe to the channel for more Seahawks coverage. We are talking about your Seahawks each and every day. Stay up to date. Don't miss out our watch party this weekend as well. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today.